We're in Belle Fourche talking some American Legion baseball with their head coach Randy Doran. And Randy, how's the season going?
It's going good. It's going fast, honestly. We're already halfway through the month of June, past halfway actually. We're kind of closing in on the last month of the season, but it's really been a good season for us. I've had some players really step up, exceed expectations. Playing wise, we've been playing some good baseball. For majority of games, we're trying to find that special niche to try and get it through all 7 innings of good, clean baseball. And once we get that, as we head into regionals in July and hopefully making the state tournament, that's kind of our number one focus is going to be cleaning up our defensive play and being able to match what we've been able to do so far this year offensively.
That's the way it goes, Randy. It seems like the baseball season always just flies by.
It does. It seems like it's a slow burn just to get to that first game, and even through those first couple weeks. But the way we had it planned out was we were going to kind of take it slow through the month of May while some of our guys were still doing track and obviously players still in school. Then our focus was once we hit June, we were going to kind of ramp things up. We went to 3 big tournaments in June. Now we're taking, we'll have a game tonight against Newcastle, and then we're going to have the players take this weekend off, kind of allow them to rest, recover a little bit before we get into the month of July, where we got a couple more tournaments, and then it's regionals and state, so home stretch there. But we're excited with where we're at and where we could get going once we start firing all cylinders.
Pitching holding up?
It is. We found some guys that have been able to step in, give us some solid innings. It's always tough when you play 5-game tournaments. You're playing 5 games in 3 days, and sometimes you run a little thin, and you kind of need guys that haven't pitched much to pick up the slack a little bit. And for the most part, we've had guys that have stepped up, get that pitching in for us, and be able to help our team be competitive in all the tournaments we've been in.
And how about hitting? I know you guys are really aggressive at the plate.
Hitting's been our biggest focus this year heading into the season. That was one of the things that we knew for us to be competitive and successful, we were going to have to hit the ball well. And we really have been. A lot of these games, even the games we've been losing, we've been able to out-hit the competition. Again, there's just been some defensive miscues here and there. Sometimes our pitching hasn't really been there, but so far for the majority of the year, our hitting's always been pretty consistent. We've been able to play against some great teams, some great pitchers that we faced, and we've been able to match it or more times than not out-hit our opponents. So hitting-wise, it's been great. We're just trying to get everything else to get to that same level, and once it does, it's going to be some fun games coming ahead.
We're going to be talking to Sean Wafelt about your trip down to Omaha. Had some good games down there?
Great games on that trip. We started off, first off, the whole Omaha trip, that was really something that the board and I really pushed for last year. With the COVID season that happened last year, these guys never really got to go out and have an overnight trip or do something fun as a team. We were more than fortunate enough to be able to play last year, but I knew going into this year that, our players, through everything they went through last year, all the work they put in so far this year, that they really earned and deserved and fundraised well for us to be able to take that trip down to Omaha. And it was great. We were able to head East River the night before the tournament. Since it was only for our junior team, we were able to have our senior guys, since they still helped us fundraise. We played a senior game against Beersford over on the eastern side of South Dakota. It was nice to play another South Dakota team, a Class B team, which was kind of a measuring stick, if you will, for what we think our guys could do once we get in the regionals and possibly the state tournament. But once we went down to Omaha, we faced some really great competition down there. Omaha Roncalli, that was kind of the host site for us, and their team was the first team we played. We out-hit them pretty well. We just had a couple of defensive miscues, and they were able to, unfortunately, they won the game via time limit. We were down 1 heading into the last inning. Felt like we were starting to get on a roll there, but these tournaments, they've got that 2-hour time limit, and we had just crossed that threshold literally right when we made that third out, and they called the game right there, so that was disappointing. But that's a great program there in Nebraska. A couple years ago, they were the Class B state champs in Legion. They're always competitive in their high school and Legion season, so it was a great opportunity to play against a really good program there. Then following that, we played the Millard West team, and Millard West is basically, for everybody here in western South Dakota, Millard West is basically the post 22 of Nebraska. They're a great program. Year in, year out, they're producing Division I players. You know, a lot of those guys that we played, they play baseball all year round. That's their only focus. And you know, it was great. We came up there as a small town team of 5,500 playing, you know, a big program like that. And we played them very competitive. We matched them hit for hit. They were just able to squeeze a couple more runs across the plate, and you know, they ended up winning that game 4-1. But just the way that our team came out and played and competed, you know, it was just great to see them rise up to that level. And like I said, they matched them hit for hit. I think we might even have out-hit them. It was also kind of, you know, a little gratifying for me. My brother, one of his teammates at Nebraska, Omaha, he went to Millard West, and they're both playing on the same college travel ball team this summer. And I told him to, you know, brag us up a little bit that small town Belle Fourche went hit for hit with the big dogs from Millard West. And I know he said he was going to razz them a little bit about that. Then we traveled almost 500 miles to Omaha, and we played Gillette just down the road. Of the 30 teams that were in this tournament, we were both put in the same pool. We played Gillette pretty tough, but they were able to come ahead again by, you know, some of our defensive miscues that we had, and they actually won our pool, which is, you know, encouraging for us because we know Gillette's a team that we've been able to compete well against in the past. We played them in Gillette in a 9-inning game about a week or so before Omaha, and it was back and forth the whole way, and ended up losing by 2 in that 9-inning game. But that's a team that we know we can play with, and, you know, they were able to win our pool of 4 teams, and we know that, you know, we clean up those defensive miscues. We'll be right in the thick of it when it's all said and done.
I'm Evan Visha, and so our trip to Omaha, you know, it was really fun. It was a good experience for our whole team all together to, you know, stay in the rooms together, have some fun, and especially when we got surprised to go to a AAA game. That was a really fun experience. Get to see some fast pitches, you know, that a lot of us have never seen. And our college World Series game was pretty cool because one of the guys on Tennessee hit a home run, and it was on ESPN. We got to see all of our players just jumping up trying to get the ball, so it was pretty cool. And our team down in Omaha, we had some rough games, but we really did good at hitting and all that. Made some errors, but, you know, it happened.
I'm JT. We try to make good plays, win games, but we played a few tough teams, and that really got us. But the trip was fun. We could have done better if we would have been smart, you know, go to bed when we're supposed to, but no, we weren't smart about that. You know, after all these fundraisers, we went to Top Golf. We had all these different places, 2 different big games. Got to see some pretty cool stuff.
My name is Sean Moffelt, and I'm the first baseman, and I'm a left-hand pitcher. We just got back from Omaha, Nebraska from our baseball tournament, and I'd say that was quite of an experience. My favorite part of this trip was definitely the Top Golf. We went up to the Top Golf up in Omaha, Nebraska, and we did it for about 2 hours, I say. And then we also went to the University of Omaha's baseball field up there. We walked around the fields a little bit. We looked at their softball field and baseball field because Coach Doran's brother plays up there, so we wanted to show us what field he plays on. And then also another thing that was pretty cool is in the Omaha Zoo, the field that was once there that the College World Series was played on. That was pretty cool to see that. It was shortened up, and they had little blocks of cement where it shows where second base, first, and third was. We got surprised by our coach to a minor league baseball game, and we had front row seats on the third base line, kind of seen over by the dugouts. That was a pretty cool experience. I got a foul ball and a throw up to our bus driver, which my bus driver gave the ball to me. And then during the fireworks show after the game, I got the ball signed by Kyle Isbell. And then lastly, the College Road Series that Sunday, we went and watched Tennessee versus Virginia up there. Oh geez, that was quite of an experience. It was very crowded and a lot of yelling. Tennessee fans are crazy, I'll tell you that. And yeah, that was just an overall great trip that we had up there. Over this season, we're getting along with each other. We're finding our bats, we're finding our pitches, and making good throws around the field, making good plays in the outfield also. And we've definitely improved from our first game. Definitely. And yeah, that's pretty much our season so far.